Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Pleasure seeing you around. Hope your day's going well. We are back with some World of Warcraft. And we're here to do the finale of the Curse of Ulatek storyline. I'm ready, like spaghetti, possibly with meatballs. You know, the funny thing is, this patch is actually pretty dang good. Outside of the story. Like, if you ignore the narrative, if you ignore characterization, if you ignore dialogue, and you ignore all those elements, the patch is actually pretty dang good. I've been playing it quite a bit because I'm sick, so... And I've actually been really enjoying myself. The flow they have with this new zone is really dang nice, with all the activities you can do, because they borrow a lot of the systems from the minor patches of 12.0x, and it's very nice. Hello, Quick Rips, welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, the one from Gamescom? Yeah, we saw that yesterday. It's a pretty cool trailer, I liked it. Hello, John, welcome to the stream, having a good day. Yeah, I'm sick too, John. Don't worry. I'm right there with you. Being sick sucks. There's nothing worse. There's no worse feeling than a dude getting sick. It's like actually crippling. And I don't know why. Okay, so we have to go back and do the story mode version of the fight. So let's go and do that. How do you actually get to... Oh, do they just want you to fly? There's gotta be a quicker way to get over here. Do they actually just want you to fly? Fuck that, I'm going through housing. Hello, JMG. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, I got my item level up way more than where it was during our first stream of this. With God's Country playing Xenoblade X, nice. One of the reasons I was kind of AWOL the day before yesterday was because I wasn't. I couldn't even talk. My throat was that bad. Hello, Crimson. Welcome to the stream. I still think I have the single best plot in all of housing in WoW. Like, this plot is actual S tier. Like, in terms of location. I got a nice waterfall, like Niagara Falls over here. Got my house on, like, this cliffside as well. Got a little dock down there. You feeling any better? Yeah. Pounding Ricolas like the Tic Tacs has been helping a lot. Hello, Dominion. Welcome to the stream. Having a good day. New job is going well. Fucking love to hear that. Let's go. We need to head to the Coiled Island, though. Which is the new zone. The Coiled Isle, which is, funny enough, bigger than Zulamon on the map. And I don't think it's supposed to be, but oh well. Hello, God's Country. Welcome to the stream. Having a good day. Now, where in the hell is this stupid-ass portal? I technically don't get that dock as part of my house, but it's like right next to my house, you know? Alright, let's go to the Coiled Isle. Man, I really fucking wish they would give us, like, forest trolls as a playable race. It's like the Darkspear model, but like bulkier. With way more muscle, and it looks so cool. They're gonna make them cross-faction, though, at some point, probably. And it's gonna drive me insane. Having trolls in the Alliance. Like, it's actually going to drive me up a wall. I might make multiple videos where I rage out over that. If they ever do that. They haven't said it. But it just feels inevitable. Alright, we need to go down below.
Glory to the Sindori. We shall not falter.
Don't know who that jabroni is, but oh well. Alright, let's head down. We gotta go inside here. This giant, like, mountain thing. Since I got the Switch 2 upgrade, nice. I didn't play those games much with the Switch 2 upgrade, but the bit that I did play, man, they're nice. The Elden Ring version on Switch 2 looks very impressive for the little bit I've seen. Like, I am not used, like, at all, with FromSoft actually focusing on optimization. I'm not used to that whatsoever. They normally don't give a fuck. They're just like, yeah, sure, I guess it can work. I mean, if you hit the play button, it's gonna play, technically. Is that a non-playable reason why you wish you could play? The Mock Nathal, which are like the half race between orcs and ogres. There's a famous character in WoW lore called Rexar, and he is a Mock Nathal, and he looks awesome. I would love them. Forest Trolls, I've always wanted them. Being able to play as like the Amani, even if their story kind of sucks right now. We need to head over there, though. Saw some Fable gameplay. Yeah, like I talked about this before when we looked at Fable gameplay before. It's like they need to give a raise to whoever's like designing the world in Fable. But like, holy shit, whenever I hear anyone talk in that game, it just, I'm out. I'm mentally checked out on that. And the gameplay looked very bland, I agree. I'm not like an expert on Fable, though. I've only played Fable 3 back when I was a kid. I enjoyed Fable 3. I didn't enjoy the second half, though. The moment you became a king in Fable 3 and it became more like a management sim, I wasn't a fan of that. I liked the adventure the first half a lot.
Sit down with me. Let me tell you a story from my day.
Normally there's a way to like jump up in the air, I think. Okay, I gotta turn off this outline mode. Game. I said my plays right out. Ooh, that sucks. Hope all is well. You fucking snake, bro. I'm trying to fly up in the air. Blade Storm, suck it. Huge Blade Storm. Yeah, I'm a warrior. Knock me back's not gonna do anything, game. You should know this. Oh my god, can I please get that one feather? You are busting my balls, game. You're busting my balls. And I don't like my balls to be bust. Okay, good. Can I get this feather now? Lift me to great heights. Let's go. That's what I'm looking for. That's what we've been waiting for. There we go. No, I do not want to do a patrol. Just trying to get to the raid entrance. Here we go. Of Jmulls. Well, I hope I can help. We have a little bit of story to do today, so we'll see how that goes. We might hop on over to WoW Classic if we run out of the story quick enough.
It is an honor to battle beside you.
Damn it. Alright, Venomous Abyss story mode, because I am not pugging this shit. I've learned my lesson in the last year when it comes to that. The Tomb of Ulatek. TLDR, aggressive brother turned villain. There's a giant snake guy we gotta beat, so we're gonna go do that. Well, the environment in here looks pretty cool. I Blade Storm it up. I don't know why they forced you to do trash with the story mode. It's like, what are we doing? Is this adding to the actual narrative? Like, what are we doing here? WoW's obsession with trash packs in like the retail version of the game is crazy sometimes. I just need them all to die. Vitamin J may cause Riz aura goated streams jabroniism. Or possibly baldness. Ask your doctor if Jmulls is right for you. The answer's yes. Fuck the doctors. I know more than them, trust. I've seen a Reddit post before. I'm a bit of an expert of, you know. It's crazy to me just like how many different teams feel as if they exist with completely different direction in Blizzard. It's like the environment design, like that team at Blizzard, they do such a good job. Like particularly with the Amani stuff, it's like these locations are gorgeous. But then you like look at the actual snake models and they look like they're out of like Build-A-Bear or some shit. Like, look at this dude. Look at how cool that looks. With, like, poison and venom coming out of the stone statues. And then you got, like, Mr. How can I help you? You got one team that's, like, designing the trinkets where it's like, so you want to call in a giant poisonous snake to head dive directly into your enemies and blow up in a giant explosion of venom and poison. Yeah, we can do that. Then you got the narrative team, which is just like, I don't know, out to lunch.
You're too late, You're too late, Zul'Jara. Zul'Jan will spread Ulatek's influence across all of Azeroth, and I will reign supreme.
Zul'Jan! Zul'Jan! What have you done?
I was wrong, Zul'Jara.
Yo, nice bug, by the way, game. I saw that.
Must stop me, no matter the cost. After we deal with the rest of these pests, you're next, Zul'Jara.
I can't break free. Hashura, stop Malakroth and save Zul'Jan.
Okay, so they actually have us fight 2 bosses for story mode, which makes sense. We gotta fight the Zul'Jan fight, and then also the Ulatek fight. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Where's my team? Oh my god, this squad. See, that's a really nice little detail down there. In the pit of poison and venom, there's just a giant skeleton of something that's been, like, dissolved. That's a really nice little detail. I love those, like, troll head statues over there. Like, pipe work of poison. It kind of reminds me of, like, Metroid Prime in a way. Like, the environment here is so cool. Alright, well, it's story mode, so I'm not actually expecting to have to do anything here. Was I supposed to take that? Screw it. Blade Storm! Oh, he said misery. I thought he said blizzard. Can't watch until Halloween. I still remember as a kid being so happy it got to like October, November, December, because that's when you get all the holiday specials for the cartoons, and they were always my favorite episodes. Particularly for like Billy and Mandy with the Halloween specials. All those were so good. Ed and Eddie's Halloween special. Oh my god. And the Christmas special, actually. That was a really good one, too. Oh my god, the SpongeBob Christmas special and Halloween specials are really good. I like how we use the statues for parts of the fight. That's cool.
I'll this struggle for nothing. My vessel will endure.
No, my Skell. If you hit the QTE as your Skell's being destroyed, you don't have to waste insurance on it. I'm going to assume I don't want that thing to hit me. Oh, so you use the Conal AoE to destroy the ghost that's chasing you. Got it. Pool's getting a free refill? Oh, yeah. Love that. Is pool water safe to use? Not pool water. Is rainwater safe to... Get this fucking, like, stupid ghost guy away from me. I am melee, bro. Go to a range.
Darkness is inevitable.
Okay, gotta interrupt Eternal Midnight. Oh my god, it connected to the main story because the expansion's called Midnight. Heck yeah, dude. Dread March. Is rainwater safe to use for a pool? That's the question. I mean, unless it's like acid rain, I can't see why not. As long as you like put chlorine in it.
The dark binds you.
Just water, right? Unless there's some like weird microbe that exists in it. Does the NPC team have like anything regarding like execution damage? Jesus.
Enough.
There we go.
Body will serve me now. I claim what was promised. I will return the Amani to the great empire it once was.
So we gotta like fight back against him, like trying to heal them both up, I guess. We're supposed to like take these, or like...
Shadow sinks deeper.
Long-ass boss fight, huh?
You will bear the end. The empire will endure.
I think we're supposed to move these out. Like, that would make sense to me. Now they're like fully fused with a Malacras mask and like Zul'Jan's snake body. Blade Storm!
Shadow sinks deeper.
Love how the game delayed that final tick for so long for some reason. Okay, I'm hoping this is the end of the fight. I had to blow my nose there. There we go, beat him. Job done. Do we get the cutscene now or after we do Ulatek?
Zusha, Zusha.
Oh god, the double up dialogue.
I'm sorry, Zul'Jara. I have failed, Amani.
Ulatek's prison is open. We must deal with her before she escapes. I will remain here with my brother.
Okay, I guess we wait until after we do the final fight for that then. Ulatek, the great shame of the Amani Empire, the vast complex of Ulatek, was created to imprison the weapon that proved to be as much of a threat as the enemy she was intended to destroy. Ulatek has risen from her ancient slumber and threatens all of Azeroth if she should escape. Totally haven't heard that before.
All these eggs, but where is
You know, I haven't seen the Sonic movies, but I'm glad they're doing well.
Escape and poison
Especially after going back to the drawing board of that first design.
Mother is always near her brood. If we could announce we are near her eggs.
I like the sense of scale this room has. That's cool. Okay, so we gotta, like, bang this drum to bring out Ulatek. Alright, there it is. Nice little poison slide. Got, like, eggs hanging from the rafters. Do I go for the full channel here? Like... bullying works, damn. God, can you imagine the timeline if we actually had the other Sonic movies? Oh. So we get this buff, we go down here. Nice. Okay, return portal, return portal. Alright, let's take on the snaky boy. I think. Oh my god, it's Deathwing all over again. Tentacles! Get some Blade Storm going in here. So do we target the main body or the tentacle? Destroy them before they hatch. Okay, you've got to destroy the eggs. I'll focus on that. You know, you would think that if you destroy the egg before it hatches, it wouldn't spawn an enemy. Like, you would think, right? I still don't know how the first design got approved to the level where they made a trailer with it. I don't know how that even happens. I Blade Storm it up. I like the idea on Ulatek's model where you can see it's exposed heart. That's cool. Kind of reminds me of something you would see in like the swamp level of Sly 1. Nothing like identical to it, just like something that feels like it would fit in there aesthetically. Okay, I guess we're gonna soak this. I wonder if the HP is shared between these two. Should I multi-dot this? Oh, the rattle went away. Okay, I'm being swarmed with AoEs right now. Rage of the Shackled. Phase transition, Call of the Serpent. Okay, soak the AoE. You know, this kind of reminds me of a Final Fantasy XIV fight. Actually, it feels kind of similar design-wise when it comes to this. I miss anything good? No. I mean, some of the visuals here are pretty cool. We're just fighting this giant snake thing. Circling prey. Alright, we want to get off that. So it's destroying the platforms we're on. That's cool. Oh, Gamescom. Witcher 3 is getting a remaster for free if you already own the game. And you can also get the expansions for free if you own the game already. There's a new Final Fantasy VII Revelation trailer, which looked fine. Showed a little bit of the underwater stuff. Apparently, they also upped the age rating. I've been seeing this make the rounds a little bit on Twitter. Apparently, upped the age rating for Revelation from T for teen to M for mature. Which I'm very curious about as to why. Possibly for the Under the Highwind bit. A few other smaller games. Nothing that, like, screamed to me that I need to play this besides, like, the Revelation trailer and then the Witcher stuff. Oh, they showed off the new Mega Man game, actually, which looked like a Mega Man game, so... I feel like that's exactly what it should be. They also showed off a Rayman game. I don't know if it's a remake or just a new one. Okay, now on the final platform here. Let's kill this snake thing. Let's fry up some snake. Nice. Cutscene! And down goes Frazier.
I'm so sorry, sister.
On this episode of World of Warcraft and Blizzard, kill off a male character for the furtherance of a female character.
Childhood home. The towering trees. The scent.
Brother, I know you're dying, but hold on, I gotta keep up my muse streak.
Our laughter. As we chase the summer winds.
Through the valley, to the edge of the sea. I remember.
I actually really like Zul'Jara's voice actor, at least. I think she's doing a good job trying to instill emotion in the scene, despite the fact the character looks like it's trying to display anything else. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to be very subdued about it. Like, that expression right there is fine, in my opinion. I like that. It's just this scene should never have happened to begin with.
I saw them, just as I see now.
You see, I was wrong.
That you are the true strength of the Amani. Zul'Jara. You, my sister.
Dies from cringe.
Go with the wind, little brother.
Music transition after that doesn't really feel as if it belongs, but okay. At the Sky Bridge in Ulatek. Why are we going to Harundar then? The fuck?
You hail from above.
Can you help me reach the upper platform? I'd like to check on Zul'Jara. Oh? Run, boy, run. Run, orc, run. You got somewhere to go now. Run, orc, run. Holy speed boost. This is what base movement speed should look like. Why is Zul'Jara on 1 HP? Wait, why do you let us go back here to check on Zul'Jara, which is clearly a prompt you allow us to do? But, like, it's the same as before. Nothing's different here. Is this a bug, or are they just stupid?
What's the report?
Hello, Kana. Welcome to the stream. I think it might be a case of Blizzard being stupid. I am speed-ass run. Alright, well, we have to go to the Sky Bridge and Atul Attack now. I don't know why they would want us to go to Harundar. Might be a portal to the Coral Isle. Feel like it's just faster to go to the house. You can't, you're not allowed to go here. Wait, we can just leave. Oh, thank God. Blizzard being stupid, who would have thought? I know, new concept. Oh my God, they teleport us here, not like outside this fucking hellhole. Okay. Let's go. Fly me to the moon so I can play above the stars. It's really annoying when it comes to this patch, because I feel like it shows the wedge that's in Blizzard right now. Because, like, this actual zone gameplay-wise is really damn good. Like, it's super fun. And, like, the way that it's, like, laid out and designed overall, the way one type of content flows into the next, it's very damn good. It's just the story team feels as if Teletubbies was, like, their peak inspiration when it comes to narrative substance. Overall grade for Gamescom, like a C+. I don't think it was, like, absurdly bad, like some people say. Some people just go into those game shows where it's like, if they don't have the one thing I really want to see, then it's an F. I feel like there were some decent things that were there. Like, Rayman was cool, Mega Man was cool, Final Fantasy VII, Witcher was awesome. Witcher was an absolute standout. Though I will say, a game from 2015 being the game of the show, yeah, that's not a good look, I'd argue. However, it's The Witcher 3. Right? What should be the naming convention for my skills? Well, for me, I've moved on over to calling my skills after ReZero characters, because I'm a weeb. So, I like to have some kind of uniformity where it's like one skill connects into the other when it comes to naming convention. Italian food pro wrestlers. Jmulls buzzwords would be crazy. I feel like for a stream, we could do like US presidents, and I'm sure that wouldn't get controversial. If Blizzard did something stupid, it's like questioning if water's found in the ocean, damn. Yeah, like the actual content of the island's really cool. It's like you go down here, like a whole bunch of different content you do, and like every 45 minutes or so, it'll call you to come back up here to do a nice little bit of content. Baldimus Prime. Oh god. Alright. I'm sure we might need to brace ourselves for cringe, people. Prepare yourselves.
Go on.
We stopped Malakras and Ulatek, but the cost.
Always watch your back.
Zuljara will blame herself because, you know, she was kind of at blame here. But we know that she did everything to try to save him. Did she, though? Haste Mastery. I need crit hasted, dumbass. Alright, I'll take the mural, though. We need to tell Lorthamar what happened here, because he hasn't been, like, relevant in the story for some reason. Meet me in Silvermoon. As for Zuljara, she needs time, she needs her people, and if people need her, we'll probably deal with her in a minor quest line way down the line. She will survive this, I'm sure of it. She must, and we'll run it back what we did before, where she'll come in at the last second to save us for a bit. Okay, I'm going to be replacing the 279 ring.
Where have you been? Don't worry, Miss Zul'Jin wasn't the easiest brother to live with. Always getting into trouble. Always needing me to pull him out of it. No. I always thought he needed me. But maybe I needed him. To protect him. My little brother. Jean always acted like he had a ghost watching over his shoulder. Like he had to make our ancestors proud. I just wish I had told him that he didn't need to.
I have lost many who were dear to me. Some of them to the same Amani whom Zul'Jin idolized. The pain of watching them die. The guilt over not being able to prevent it. I won't pretend that it ever goes away. But I found what eases it is believing that our loved ones never truly leave us. That they watch over us, even now. Perhaps having a ghost over your shoulder isn't always a bad thing. You just have to listen to the right ghosts.
You be careful, Hashura. You're starting to sound like an Amani.
Well, maybe that's not such a bad thing either.
Don't worry, guys. We made it out the other end of that.
Hashura, you're still a funny one.
I mean, it's not like the dialogue there was like turbo bad or anything. Just the final two lines are a bit like eye-rolly, but... This is like my biggest concern, though, when it comes to like killing off the character of Zul'Jin. It's like Zul'Jin and Zul'Jin as characters are borderline nothing burgers by themselves. But like together they were at least somewhat compelling. But now you remove that dynamic and like what are we left with? It's like, I understand they want to be able to say, we are going to kill off characters that, for the purposes of this story, are considered main characters. Okay, sure. There is some value to that. But you also have to be able to identify who to kill. And I'm still of the opinion that if you had killed Zuljara instead, and forced the development of Zul'Jin to go from where he was to where he could have been, that arc would have been way more satisfying and compelling. But that's not what they did. Bumble Bald is insane work. You gotta make that one like yellow and black though. Bro, why can we not skip the fucking 12.0 story on alts yet? So I have to, like, look at this, like, giant ISO in the sky. What should I call Elma's skull? Goat-atron is crazy. The Baldinator.
Baladash, Malanore.
Lorthamar's judgment. Oh boy. Hey Lorthamar, I know you haven't done anything at all in this narrative yet. But like, what's going on with you? Lorthamar regards you stiffly as you recount your efforts in Zulaman. I am glad you handled all that for me. I don't want to deal with them. I am glad that the Amani were able to deal with this Ulatek on their own with your and Liadrin's help, mainly me. Hopefully we hear less of them in the future. Bro does not care.
What I do for Quel'Thalas.
Echoes of the Dawnwell. Oh boy.
We have made many sacrifices.
Now to actually tie this back into the A-plot. Magister Umbric has been keeping an eye on the Twilight's Blade, receiving reports from the field. He thinks something is afoot. That is not all. He said that he also has been keeping an eye on Eretor since the Darkwell and has developed concerns about him. Go speak with him.
The light of the Sunwell. Liadrin and I have much to discuss. Please give my regards to Umbric and to Eretor. The eternal sun still guides us.
Thanks, bro. Alright, now that we're done with the filler arc, we can get back to the A-plot, to the fucking expansion. Are we just slowly building the Balderbots? What about the Baldicons? Are we Autobots or Decepticons? Here's a good question. Autobots or Decepticons? Can we all agree that Decepticons are way cooler? Like, what is this, like, trend with a lot of, like, fiction? Where the bad guys get all the cool stuff. This is gonna look so weird because I never actually did the main campaign on this character, the War, Light, and Shadow. So it's gonna look wrong. Remind me what happened to Illyria and Turalian. Oh yeah, that cutscene. Echoes of the Darkwell, it's good to see you. Have hardly had any time to catch our breath. But our enemies do not rest either. The Twilight's Blade have been active again, because of course they have.
The light is not the only path.
Ever since the terrible events of the Void Spire, Eretor has suffered. Good. He has kept to himself or prayed alone at the Dawnwell. We all feel the loss of Illyria and Turalian, but Eretor only reunited with them recently. After their long fight against the Burning Legion, I worry that if he is left to his own thoughts for too long, he may not come out of this the same. Let us go to the Dawnwell and check on him.
For Eretor, our victory at the Dawnwell was fleeting. He is focused solely on finding his parents and Xalatath.
I still don't know why we're putting so much emphasis on him as a character. He's not like all that special. He's just their son. Autobots have Optimus Prime. That's a damn good point. Decepticons are so cool. Yeah, it's like a lot of the Autobots are just like some run-of-the-mill fucking truck or some bullshit. Decepticons, tank, plane, spaceship. You know, the cool shit. Oh, they phased me over, so it's not like... Okay. Balderbots versus Follicons is insane work. Oh boy, the Dawnwell. I'm so glad we're back to this plot point. Oh, I heckin' love the Dawnwell. Check on Eretor. Cutscene.
How are you, Eretor?
Every day is the same. Asking the light for answers, and receiving none. I never thanked you for saving my life, with your tether in the Void Storm.
I'm sorry I could not save your parents.
Every time I close my eyes, I see them falling.
Like a pizza
Always
pie.
out of reach.
Halo Ridge.
Sometimes I have hope that they somehow survived. Other times,
Well, they almost certainly went to the same place Xalatath went to, because they both went down the same fucking hole, so let's think about it for 2 seconds here.
When I look upon the void, do you know what I see?
The void?
nothingness?
Possibilities. Infinite possibilities. Through which there is always a way forward.
You found something.
A new lead. Activity in the Twilight's blade that may point to Xalatath's whereabouts.
We're actually back to the A-plot. I like how I'm so far behind everybody. Yeah, I'm just hanging back.
If the light doesn't have the answers, maybe the void will.
I like how Umbric started walking away as if he did not care whatsoever about Eretor. I mean, same, but you know what I mean? Bro was just walking away. He did not need a reply at all.
Xalatath will pay.
I do not like to see Eretor like this. He can be single-minded sometimes.
Have you heard anything?
If the light will not give me answers, then I need to find another way. The Twilight's blade must know something of where Xalatath is gone or what she's planning next. If we can get them to talk, then we can stop her. I have to believe this. We have to get ready for point 2.
To die off. We've let them linger too long.
I keep seeing visions of them falling away from me into darkness because everyone wants to leave me, falling out of my reach. I came here for certainty, for hope that they might still be alive. But no matter how I plead, the light doesn't have the answer. The light abandoned me too. Resurgence in Deathhome. While we cannot know yet where Xalatath is gone or if Illyria and Turalyon are still alive, we can still pursue information. Riftblade Maella has kept me up to date on the Twilight cultists. They've been gathering strength, gathering numbers, and seem to be searching for something. Now is the time to act. Let us travel to the ruins of Deathhome and see why the cultists there have reinvigorated themselves.
Maintain focus. The Twilight's blade may be acting in accordance with Xalatath's plans.
Then we'll force them to reveal those plans.
Hell yeah,
Xalatath
up with
can't hide
torture.
forever.
Again, I still don't understand fully why we're acting as if Eretor has to do all of this. Like, as if he's the linchpin behind this entire operation for some reason. Please don't phase back. Oh, maybe it won't. Maybe I fixed my game now. Oh, let's go. I win Silvermoon, and it hasn't put the Darkwell back, so I think we're fine. We do have to fly, like, almost an entire zone. Actually, an entire zone. Damn it, it's back! I really gotta bang out the War Light and Shadow on this character just so I don't have to see it anymore. I am a pine tree. Bro. Smooth loin. Alright. Glad I picked that up. Always need to have a spare smooth loin in your pockets, you know? Can't go without. It's unthinkable. Inconceivable. Game, please.
You were right, Umbric. They look just as strong as ever. What are they planning?
So we just made no attempt to hold this ground, huh?
The shadows serve us.
Twilight's blade have been trying to reconsolidate themselves since Xalatath's departure. What they are up to, I cannot say, but the fact they still linger at all means they must have something planned.
Watch over you.
I thought all of our fighting would have reduced the number of the Twilight's blade, but it seems to have done nothing, like the Horde. If anything, there are more of them now.
Nothing gets
What
in
could they
our
be up
way.
to? You get from the Twilight's Blade, there's nothing wrong with the direct method. Apply force and see what we can learn. I brought Banthar's Scarlet Spy, the relic we rescued from the Scarlet Crusade. It's already been used to help protect the Sunwell. Maybe it can help us here.
We need to focus.
Alright, at least we're bringing that back.
We do not fear it.
An organization as widespread and diverse as the Twilight's Blade must need to write down their objectives, or at the least, whatever they have collected should shed light on what they're up to. See if you can find anything that points to their current direction.
Do not bend.
Anything you find could be the clue that leads us to Xalatath. Let nothing hide from you.
Alright, bro. Again, I really feel as if the entire Horde army should have been here to help the Blood Elves just, like, retain control over all of this. The dark lower whispered to me of a great lock and key together beneath the earth. The dark lower whispered to me of a great devastation. What have we buried that can rise again? What fool would forget where the end of the world begins? Pilfered Amani tablet. And it's with this one tablet we'll connect the entire Amani story into the A-plot, haphazardly so. With a wave of my finger and a flick of my dick, we'll make the story somehow coherent. Think of Torna in-game community mechanic. Oh, the community mechanic is dog shit. I don't know why they did that. It's fun in the first playthrough, but like it ruined subsequent playthroughs, in my opinion. What the hell is this thing? Pathetic voidling. Oh, please don't hurt me. Cowers at the sight of you. He's emoting on me. It's not my fault. I could have gotten them out of this. It's those new commanders. They have led the Twilight Cult down the wrong path. Glaive is the worst of them. If he was gone, perhaps. Self-proclaimed new leader vying for control.
Ungrateful servants.
Okay. For some reason, Blizzard loves having some small, diminutive creature of the bad guy faction help us out. They did this back with the Warlock Order Hall in Legion. And that little, like, small guy. The giant backpack. By the way, do we have any word on, like, when the next Nintendo Direct should be? Because I know we should have one in, like, September, because we normally do. But do we know if it's supposed to be, like, beginning of September or, like, end of September, like, mid?
Amani relics. Why would the cult bring these here?
We should be asking them and forcing them to answer.
The mask is of Amani origin, and it looks at least a few centuries old. It appears ceremonial and has been chipped in a few places by a sharp object.
Umbric, why not use the Void to pry into the cultists' minds?
No, Arator. Such measures are too dangerous for my liking.
Yeah, it might be effective. Let me guess. He was too goody two-shoes before. And now he's going to be too aggressive and too, like, ruthless. And he's going to have to find a middle ground to be the true child of light and shadow. Let me guess. What wretch am I to be burdened by this knowledge? What curiosity that brings the Amani to uncover? What should remain lost? What destroys? Wasn't I a better leader than... No. Okay, well, we got the book. Early or mid-September? Okay, cool. Thank you, Crimson. And I know that's just, like, your opinion, but still, thank you. I appreciate it.
It seems abandoned her underlings.
Serves them right, but they might still know enough to lead us to her.
Written by Ogre Hand, contains complaints about new leadership being deficient. Amani chisel found. This stone and carving chisel may have been used to etch writing onto tablets to show signs of heavy wear, but nothing recent. Really, game? Because there's a video I want to make on Xenoblade Genesis about my concerns with, like, what we've seen so far, but if we're going to get another trailer soon, I kind of want to wait for that as well. I don't know. If I do it before... I gotta think about that. I need 3 more Twilight clues. Okay, I just need 1 more. And if the game actually loots that enemy, okay, there we go. Slobbery tongue. My favorite. Love a good slobbery tongue. Do not like to see Erator like this. You destroyed him, there is hope. Perhaps I can share what I know.
Yes?
The Twilight's Blade were followers of Xal'atath before. They must still know something. Of her whereabouts now, and when we find out what they know, we can find Xal'atath and make her pay for what she has done. Ask about Benthar's Scarlet Spire. With a powerful artifact of the light that we saved the Scarlet Crusade to help keep the Sunwell empowered during Xal'atath's attack. It's lost some of its energies, but it's still an effective weapon against the Twilight's Blade now.
Is there a lead?
Every time we make some progress, it feels as though it slips away again. They were expecting something more from Xal'atath. She's a monster and a manipulator. How could they have thought she would do anything other than abandon them?
This isn't over. Is there a lead?
Something doesn't add up. It makes no sense that the Twilight's Blade would be moving Amani relics. Well, Amani artifacts around. I wish Umbric were more willing to use his magic at a time like this. He might be remotely useful. We could be racing the clock right now and have no idea.
We need to focus. What is it?
The rank-and-file Twilight's Blade didn't have much to tell us, but their new leadership may know more. You've already bested one of them. Let's see if there are others who are also aspire to lead, and learn what they know. You can use the Scarlet Spire on them. If Umbric won't use his magic, perhaps the light will make them talk. They should be below us in the chasm.
The cult's new leaders may know more than the grunts. See what you can learn from them.
There's something familiar about this voidling. Keep a close eye on it.
No one notices a creature like me. No one appreciates how much I have lost. But in that underestimation, knowledge. Help me regain some strength, and I will regain the words you need. Oh, is this like Demencius, maybe?
Yes, yes. Feed me, and I will speak.
Be open to possibilities.
Seemed they have not taken it well in an absence with the decimation of their leadership. Others filled the gap. Most certainly up to something.
Alliance.
Stay a while and listen.
Umbric, we'd make faster progress if you just pull the information from these cultist minds with the void. I've seen my mother do it.
Blizzard,
before,
you really
and I know you
desperately
can do
need
it
to
too.
add a way to remove character models from these characters,
But tell me, Arator,
from the quest
how did
NPCs.
things play out when Ilaria used the Void in that way?
We got what we needed, but it was a struggle, one that ended in the death of the ethereal we were questioning.
Such is the nature of the Void. It is volatile and all-consuming. To wield it comes with immense risk.
Bro, what is
And
this
even if it
example?
didn't, what's to stop me from doing it again? I would be shredding the psyches of my foes for the sake of expediency. If I were to use the Void to extract the knowledge we seek, it could very well tear our minds asunder in the process.
Okay, the conclusion is
There
fine.
are those who accuse me, and all Void Elves, of being monsters. I will not prove them right.
Okay, that bit's fine. It's like the way he built up to that point is fucking stupid. But like his conclusion there as to why he shouldn't do that, I can work with that. That makes sense for his story. But like saying, you see, the risk is we can kill the genocidal maniacs that are a bunch of cultists that are enemies. And we also get the information we need in a timely manner. So we can't do that. The fuck? But like where he got to there at the end, okay, I can work with that. That makes sense. Hello, John. Welcome to the stream. Thought we were in Netherstorm. That was the last expansion.
Yes, more.
Latent Void Rift. My bet is that this is Dimensius. She left me behind. Got abandoned by the Foot Elf. That's crazy work.
These forgetful minions, these Twilight's blade, they wronged me.
What if it was like actually Cho'Gall? That'd be kind of funny. Like, who else could it be?
Salatath opened
The one
the
Shadow Moon Orc guy?
and through it they all fell.
Oh, Locust Walker, maybe. Yeah, my bet would be like Locust Walker or like Dimensius is who this is. Unless there's some very obvious character that for some reason I'm ignoring. I'm always a sucker for WoW quest design where it's like we have a really tough enemy here, but we give you an item to make it weaker. I know they've done it a million times, but for some reason it never gets old to me. And my god, the moment you get Arms Warrior, just a little bit of gear. Where's Leroy Jenkins? Funnily enough, they made Leroy Jenkins into an actual character.
I will give you what you deserve.
You could like recruit him back in like Warlords of Janor. I think he shows up during like some like anniversary events. Alright, good job, me. Good flying. Here they are. Oh, Lord Antenorian. Oh, it's that guy.
I have much to teach you.
Who is, bro? Lord Antenorian was the magistrate over Tranquillian and Eversong. He joined the Twilight's Blade cult and recruited followers all under the nose of Silverman. His treachery was revealed, and I thought he had been slain. You see, we brought the filler arc into the main story. I actually kind of like this bit. I think that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's always the worst people who seem to find a way to hang on. Antenorian. Of course, that backstabbing traitor would find an unlikely way to survive. I knew there was something familiar about that Void Link, but now that we have him cornered, he can tell us what we need to know.
Bend to the whispers.
A gateway. What could the Twilight's Blade cultists mean by that, and why can't they follow? Is that where Xalatath has gone through some kind of gateway? Yeah, we saw it in the cutscene, bro. Too many questions and not enough Twilight's Blade who know the answer.
I won't stop hunting.
Bro sounding just like Illyria. That's definitely intentional. Again, they have the subtlety of a brick.
Come with
Verifiably untrustworthy.
the shadows.
As soon as we met that little voidling, I thought there was something I recognized. How Antinorian survived, I know not. But it's clear that we cannot let him get away. We need to know what he knows, and when his time on Azeroth should truly be ended. Come, let us get what we need and finish this. Defeat Antinorian, back from the dead, once the leader of Tranquillion. The disgraced Lord Antinorian has survived and reconstituted as a creature of void.
Thought I was dead? I rise again through the power of the void.
Yeah, sure, bro. I farmed you in Dells before. You're gonna be dead again. Yeah, suck my spire.
Tell you where the gateway leads.
Actually butchered him.
Perhaps I was a bit hasty, but you cannot follow me into the endless void.
You won't escape, monster. You'll tell us what you know.
Arator, wait!
Pro just jumped in.
Traveler.
No, Arator, I cannot lose him too. Well, not after Illyria. Arator jumped like an idiot after Antinorian, like a man possessed. He's so blinded by this crusade, he's just like his father. He must not know how dangerous it is for someone like him to simply leap into the void blindly. No. Actually, it's more like a mix of Illyria and Turallion. Again, deliberate. No, we must think calmly about this. Analyze the situation. We have no way of knowing what's on the other side of that portal. We must go when we must find Arator.
We have to follow Arator, no matter where the rift leads.
Alright. Blue Skidoo, we can too. Where we going? Null space. The energies of the void tear at you.
Friend, this should protect you. Hold on, Arator!
Umbric, help! It hurts!
Okay. I got an attack button, a heal button, and a guard button.
Does the child of light drown in the void?
It's all happening again. I'm falling.
Focus, Arator. Find your center in the darkness.
Parried. Gaming gone.
Is this what they felt?
The void will tear you apart if you let it. Envision our escape in your mind's eye.
Foolish mortals! You cannot survive the void, whereas I am empowered by it!
Yeah, sure, bro. So I got this dude's HP all the way down like 4 minutes ago. It's just like, what are we doing now?
Arator, see the path to victory. How do we hit him hard and fast?
Pause. Otherworldly pause. We're hitting him with insane back shots. Hitting him with those Captain America back shots. They really wanted that bit to be cool, didn't they? I mean, if you had some movement there, I think it could have worked, but...
Arator, listen to me. The void cannot consume you if you maintain your focus. Concentrate.
Use a channeled spell.
Umbric, he called the Dark Well a gateway.
Just see my big orc walk in.
I had suspected as much. to where?
My parents. They were unconscious when they fell in. There's no way they could have survived.
Do not let these possibilities overwhelm you. We have work to do.
Bro, my orc is looking at him just like, didn't we already cover this back at the Dawnwell bit?
Finding Xalatath and ending this.
I could have sworn we had a conversation. With We Wipe Front to Back is a goated guild name.
It seems we're in Zulaman. We need to get our bearings and track down Antinorian.
The Void has never been about one straight direct path of you only think in absolutes and you miss an opportunity.
Watch over you.
What just happened? What just happened? I need a moment after what we just went through. I feel like my body is fighting with itself. But in hostile territory, I can't let us fall to enemies just because I had to jump in after him. We need to keep Umbric safe. Can you clear out the Twilight's Blade around us to give us some room to recover?
Nothing gets in our way.
Baladash, Malanor.
We are lucky to have survived that tear through the Void, I guess, but now we are presented with an opportunity. Antinorian must have been going somewhere in this direction, which is why we find ourselves no longer in Eversong. But we interrupted his journey, and he is still here somewhere. I can feel it like a chill along my spine. See if you can find any information about the Twilight's Blade here. What of that gateway that Antinorian spoke of? What are those Amani prophecies? Bro, I couldn't give less of a nano shit about Antinorian.
While I try to determine where he's hiding.
Have you heard anything? What was that place?
Nowhere. And everywhere in between. Antinorian blindly opened a rift into it. And you followed him without a second thought.
I couldn't let him get away. Not when he can tell us where Xalatath's gone.
And how could you pursue Xalatath if you yourself had been lost or torn apart? We are both fortunate that you were able to maintain your sense of self for as long as you did.
Toward the end, I could feel... not control, exactly. More like I was riding a wave without sinking beneath it.
That's usually the most one can hope for when dealing with the Void. Keep that in mind, Arator.
This guy is 40 years old, by the way. Just want to point that out.
Do you have something? I won't stop hunting.
Be open to possibilities.
Again, I just want to make sure that's just like out there in the open. Oh, but it's an elf here, so he's actually a kid. Okay, let's kill these guys real quick. Okay, there we go. Love that AoE. Twilight Correspondence. What could this be?
Search the tomb of the Prophet. We must discover how to resurrect Xalatath's greatest champion.
Xalatath's greatest champion, huh? Let me guess. That's going to be like the Labyrinth questline or something? New skill in the block. Nice. Alright, second Twilight Correspondence.
The general and its armies will swarm the land, sky, and sea. But first, we must learn what keeps it sealed away.
Oh my god, this is definitely going to be the Labyrinth questline, isn't it? Labyrinths will be a very mega-scale delve piece of content in 12.1.5. I think they're probably trying to lead into that. But hey, nothing confirmed yet, so let's see.
These wretched trolls and their pathetic magic. When their ritual fails, the general will be free to return.
Bro, they love this, like, one new glove effect they got. Where it's like the hand is on fire. They love that effect. Gonna guess this was the guy we have to fight in a bit. One brings shadow, one brings the light. They're the same guy and he's lame. I don't get their obsession with this, like... No, I know what it is. It's like... I think the best way to describe the writing they've been doing for both Anduin and also Eretor is like the person or people writing these stories are COVID weebs. What do I mean by this? It's like they got into anime, particularly shonen anime, in like 2020, and they thought it was the coolest thing ever, but they hyper-focus in on all the wrong elements. Thank you. I think I've got a hold over my senses now. It's so strange, and Tenorian called me a child of the light, and yet Eretor looks at his hands pondering.
Will pay. What is it?
I keep seeing visions of them falling away from me into darkness, falling out of my reach. Light doesn't have an answer, so Zalatath opened a gateway through the dark well, and the Twilight's Blade are awaiting the arrival of some dark general. How do they know it is coming, and where will it appear? This is growing more complicated at the moment, by the moment, and more alarming.
Not the only path.
I've been able to trace where Antenorian fled. He is more powerful than he was before, after that jaunt through the void space. Fortunately, this makes him easy to track. He's below us in an open cavity underground. I can open a portal there. Umbric glances over at Eretor. I hope that we can put an end to this, and Eretor is no worse for wear. When we started this, I thought we would find a few scrolls, uncover their plan, and put a stop to it ourselves. I did not anticipate this. Enter the tomb and permanently defeat Antenorian, empowered by null space and transformed into something greater than he was before.
It sounds like bringing back this Dark General is the cult's ultimate goal.
Indeed. And I wager that Antenorian knows how they intend to do it.
So we have a connection between the Amani and the actual A-plot. And instead of making 12.1 solely about this and continuing the narrative entirely with that, for some unknown fucking reason, we spend 5 chapters of this narrative dealing with some poison snake guy instead of properly developing this segment of the Amani history. Oh, are they talking about Kithix? No, that's like the old god stuff. Bro, how do they make this guy look cutesy? How do they do that? He doesn't even look monstrous. He looks like he's gonna go uwu to me for some reason. You know what he looks like? He looks like a Carbot animation of like what a super mega powerful villain would look like, but in like a chibi form. That's what he looks like. Like a chibi version of what his actual design is supposed to be.
There's a giant monstrosity and a name, Kithix.
I know not where Zalatath has gone, but I do know that with Ulatek slain, Kithix is free to rise again.
Well then why the...
This ends now!
You will drown in blood.
Ulatek was preventing Kithix from being resurrected. Now there's nothing left to stop its return.
Nothing.
No?
Except us. We need to report back to Silvermoon. Now.
Fuck you mean that Ulatek was preventing Kithix's return? One, no. Like, even according to the plot of 12.1, where we had to have Zul'Jin summon in, and Malakrak summon in Ulatek, which means that Ulatek was clearly not fucking here to do that job. But, like, on top of that, why in the fuck did they write the story in such a way to where they had this character Kithix, who's been around in the lore for a while at this point, and has been directly connected to the Amani? If you're developing an entire patch to deal with the Amani side of things, why not focus the story there specifically on Kithix, which better relates to the A-plot, instead of, like, constructing this weird snake god thing, pulling it out of your ass, just to act as if it's like, this is the thing that was preventing Kithix's return? Why did we spend 5 chapters of this narrative dealing with some snake guy they thought up of, like, last Tuesday, instead of devoting the bulk of this plot with the Amani specifically to Kithix? You already did a plot line of the Amani fighting back the Void Forces, which was the leveling campaign. But you just had it be some Jabba ogre for some reason. Replace that dude and just make it Kithix, and have that plot line extended into 12.1. Why do we need to act as if we had some, like, giant event happen, which will now allow Kithix's return? Why? They don't know how to budget time when it comes to constructing a story. They simply don't. Heck, even if you wanted to, introduce Ulatek conceptually, like, sure, you can do that, but, like, put Kithix in alongside that, not just in that one, like, vision event we had. What are we doing? Like, this goes back to exactly what I've been talking about. It's like one of their biggest problems when it comes to constructing a story is they don't know how to budget their time. Their pacing is terrible. Because now, instead of having a leveling zone and an entire patch worth of development for Kithix as an entity, and for, like, that history of the Amani, we devoted a bulk of that time not focused on Kithix itself, but focused on, like, this other snake guy that no one gives a fuck about, that we've already dealt with. So now, instead of, like, making all of the Amani stuff feel as if it's feeding into the A-plot, you have, like, 75, 80, 90% of it feel like filler plot that now can actually connect into the A-plot. What are we doing? It also makes the history of the Amani way less compelling, because, like, the story up to this point was that the Amani dealt with Kithix, like what Zul'Jin thought. But, like, now, it's like, no, they couldn't actually handle that power. No, actually, they need to, like, call in the snake guy with Ulatek. Like, what the fuck are we doing? If Kithix is the end boss, it means they're gonna milk Xal'atath well into the final expansion. Well, here's the sad thing. It's like the rest of the story for, like, the World Soul Saga might have already leaked. So we might know what's going to happen. I'm not gonna, like, focus on that stuff because it's, like, not confirmed. I'll wait till we actually get that stuff in-game, and I'll only draw judgments on, like, the stuff that's actually in-game, because I think that would be unfair to go off of, like, supposed leaked content, right? But, like, the leak is that, like, Xal'atath is going to, like, merge with, like, Azeroth's World Soul or some shit, and try to cleanse the world or whatever. Oh my god, you're so right, Bob. They're definitely gonna have, like, Kithix be like, Are they going to have Kithix be the end boss of 12.2? And are they going to truly delay this whole Xalatath stuff until the last Titan? And is that going to be the reason we go to Northrend? I need to see. But it's just like, they've so poorly paced this story for Midnight. It goes back to something I keep hopping in on. The plot points they hit aren't necessarily bad, but they write this story as just a bullet point list of plot points to hit with no real thought or effort that goes into trying to connect from one plot point into the next in a coherent, nuanced manner with enough development and characterization to make it feel impactful. You can tell this entire storyline beat for beat in a way better way if you just introduce the Kithix stuff, which is clearly the important bit they're trying to work themselves up to, way earlier in this plot line. But they didn't do that.
Do you have something?
Because they wanted this, like, moment where, like, all the scattered threads now come together. They wanted that feeling, but it doesn't feel impactful. Because the way they've written it just makes all those little plot threads feel like largely filler arcs with, like, one meaningful bit that actually connects into the A-plot.
All paths are possible.
This smacks of they implemented a rough draft of the story. It's not even like a rough draft issue, like partly that. Don't get me wrong, like when it comes to execution. But like, these are like bits of story development that should have been known on the ground room floor. Like as they're drafting the narrative up. Like Kithix should have been an active part of this story. Like leveling up.
Be open to possibilities.
Like leveling up throughout Zulaman should have been like building up to like the return of Kithix or something. And like maybe he uses the Coiled Isle as a base, transitioning us into 12.1 to like go weave that into the actual narrative.
Have you heard anything?
I need to see where this goes. It's all a trap. Ulatek's death will only unleash something worse. The Twilight's Blade knew this and we were blind. I was blind. No, the fucking writers were. Hello, Neo. Welcome to the stream. Jmulls is Miku. Let's go. That's hype. With Jmulls' Crash Out Fuel, Halo lore, and WoW lore. Why did I take a Ricola? I can't talk with this thing in my mouth. I'm stupid. I can't talk with that thing in my mouth.
I believe I've located Antinorian. His newfound power makes him hard to miss.
They pulled Kithix as a, oh, remember this guy? It would have been more coherent if there was a Kithix Old God relevant lore in the Amani. Yeah. It's like, there was like so many better ways to just like tell this Amani story. But like they've chose the wrong thing consistently. And just pulled Garrosh out of nowhere. It's all a trap. Ulatek's death will only unleash something worse.
Nothing gets in our way.
Erator quietly saves, like me. Actually, no, I'm not quiet about it. We need to tell Lorthamar what we've learned. Is this the end of the quest line? Don't do that to me. Not because I want to stop looking for Xalatath, but this is important. We need an 8-week break. Come, let's leave Zulaman and return to Silvermoon. We get the Dawn's Radiant Sword. I know this is a known sword, but I don't remember whose sword this is.
We need to focus. Is there a lead? Xalatath with
Erator, what you did in that tomb.
I know. And you can lecture me later. We need to warn Lorthamar of what we've learned.
What do you mean, lecture him later? Dude was casting a void cataclysm, and Erator one-banged him. No, you don't want to actually participate in the story, because... yeah, don't do that. Yeah, I know he was about to blow us all up and we would have died anyways. But, like, taking the initiative and doing something impactful for the narrative, no, we can't have you do that. You're a main character in World of Warcraft. You see, you can't actually do that. Be like Thrall. Dude's still back in the last expansion, herding up griffins or some shit. It's like, what are we doing? Wasn't that Kael'thas or an Astrian Sunstrider sort? Maybe? Hello, FSU. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I got kind of tired of like, the Blood Elven stuff because of Midnight, so I'm like, I'll roll my Orc Warrior again. I'm actually really enjoying Warrior. Arms goes from like weirdly slow as shit gameplay-wise, and like the moment you get like decent gear, it's just like, oh yeah, we're trucking. After Legion Remix, I have, I'm not joking, like 50 max level characters, so I have like a lot of characters. Can I actually show it? Like, I have a disgusting amount of characters after Legion Remix. Like, it's actually going to make you, like, visibly upset sick. How they will write it. Well, here's the thing. I'm looking forward to The Last Titan because the gameplay team is fucking cooking right now. Like, the patch gameplay-wise is really fun. Like, the new zone and, like, how they work with the outdoor events, really dang cool. It's just the story is, like, amateur work. Yeah, that's 8 level 80s right there. 2 level 90s, actually. 6 level 80s. 80, 80, 80. This was the Demon Hunter I used in all the shorts for, like, Legion Remix. Blood Elf Warrior, Blood Elf Rogue. I have a Volpera Rogue. I actually kind of like this guy. He's fun to, like, run transmog content on. Particularly because, like, the Volpera has, like, a racial where he has got, like, a teleport to anyone in the world you want, which is really nice. I actually really like Troll Rogue. That's cool. Troll Shaman. Nightborn Death Knight. I'll never use that character. I'll never play these Nightborn characters. I don't like Nightborn, really. They're too skinny. I named a lot of characters after Xeno characters, and I made a bunch of characters just to make more Xeno references. I'm not even joking. We have Uni the Bus, Noah, Mio. Got a Troll Death Knight. This one is Estelle from Trails in the Sky. Got a Troll Warrior, Zandalari Warrior. Got Rex, another Hunter, Mage, Paladin. Actually might like try to play that guy a little bit more, I don't know. Monk. I wanted to make a Goblin Warrior because like one of the first characters when I joined World of Warcraft back in Kata was a Goblin Warrior. I was very happy with that character. Warlock, Mage, Monk. Of course, I had to name one Momo from Xenosaga. I think I named the pets for this character like Ziggy and Junior or something. I got a Priest, Undead Warrior, Shaman, Mage, Monk, Priest, Druid, Druid. Again, all these are level 80. Druid, Druid, Mage. Oh, now we're going to my older characters. Now my Alliance characters. 80, 80. Couple more 80s down here. Like, I have a lot of characters after Legion Remix. I had quite a few of these characters from before. Shaman Class Hole storyline was big. I love the Class Hole storylines. Elemental Shaman during Legion was the best time. Oh my god. One of my favorite classes they've ever made. Elemental Shaman in both Mists of Pandaria and Warlords of Draenor. Holy shit. Multi-hit on Elemental Shaman was the funniest thing like ever. Multi-hit was so dang good because it would just like shoot out multiple versions of your spells. I thought Liesel would be cringe because if they had any Western writing team, they would be cringe, John. But thankfully, Monolith knows what they're doing. Of course, most of the non-80s are Alliance. Well, when I funny enough, like, the story when it comes to that is, like, at the end of BFA, I was on my way out the door when it comes to World of Warcraft. I really didn't like BFA. And I wasn't like the look at Shadowlands either. So I'm like, well, I want to mix something up. I'll go from Horde to Alliance. So I spent some time leveling up a lot of Alliance characters. And when I came back to World of Warcraft after I quit, back in Shadowlands, with like the start of the War Within, I played a little bit of Mop Remix as well. I'm like, well, I'll level up some more Alliance characters so I have like some alts. I've always been like an altaholic. Then, throughout then, I'm like, you know what? Even despite the fact they can't rate the Horde worth a damn, I just prefer the Horde. So with Legion Remix, I'm like, fuck it. I'll just make a bunch of characters for Horde. And that's how that happened.
Has placed us all in danger. I should have sent troops into Zulaman.
I have much to teach you.
Eretor shows the quality of his character, somehow, setting aside his crusade against Xal'atath to focus on this threat. But I know eventually he will return to his aim and nothing short of death will stop him.
We serve the Alliance.
Like mother, like son. Eretor is strong, headstrong sometimes, but we must focus on what's immediately before us. With Ulatek's death, something even worse emerges on our borders. Most classic WoW trope ever. We defeat one enemy and there's one that's even stronger that's incoming. We must be ready, with all the forces we can muster. Wait 8 weeks.
As much as I want to pursue Xal'atath, I can't abandon Quel'Thalas or Zulaman in a time of need.
I mean, I could.
You have my blade.
Facing evil at great personal cost. You are your mother's son, Eretor.
Again, we wouldn't have to worry about this if the fucking Horde armies were here. What are we doing? How did we not have Death Home secured? Like, the entire Horde army, like a large part of it, should be like already here securing everything down. What are we doing?
I greet you on behalf of Silvermoon. We shall not falter.
Stay a while and listen.
Umbric, something has changed in Eretor. What happened out there?
We pursued our quarry into a rift in the fabric of reality. To survive it, I had to give Eretor a haphazard lesson in how to manipulate the Void.
But Eretor is a paladin of the light. How could he do that without causing a violent reaction?
I'm tempted to attribute it to sheer luck. Yet
No, he's the
both
main
you and
character.
I know that Eretor possesses a willpower like few others. Though he does not wield the Void, I suspect his determination to find Xal'atath gives him the strength to withstand its presence, even while calling upon the light.
Let us hope that remains to be true. I've seen what happens when those two forces collide. There is a reason Terrellian and Ilaria so often drift apart.
And Eretor is son to both of them. Perhaps in more ways than one. I will keep an eye on him and guide him when he needs it. Eretor has touched the Void.
Pause.
And that seldom happens only once.
Pause. Bro, we can't just be touching Void.
Come with an open mind.
Do you want me to what, Umbric?
I proudly serve as Regent Lord.
Alright, thanks, Lorthamar. Glad you're here. So Lorthamar accomplished absolutely nothing again. Alright, love that guy. Hello, Ultima, Partial, and Sparks. Welcome to the stream. Horde probably have their own issues to deal with. I think the justification for like why the Horde and the Alliance aren't here, it's a bad one, but I think it's like they're all supposed to still be back at Castle Goth for some fucking reason. So about the Child of Light and Shadow Prophecy. Yeah, we had this entire storyline that we're gonna do with Illidan, but no one liked it, so we pivoted last second. But we're gonna just like do it with like Eretor now. Like, oh my god. Are you feeling better, Mulkin? Yes, I am feeling much better. Not perfect yet, but I am feeling better. I'm sweating like a horse in the glue factory, but like besides that, we're mostly fine. Reskin of the weapon that drops from Kale Thoughts from back in the day. That's why I thought it was a sword. Oh, okay. So it's supposed to look like Kale Thoughts' weapon. Ah, that makes sense. Now we gotta wait fucking 8 weeks again. Okay, so my prediction is that we're getting a new piece of content in 12.1.5 called Labyrinths. The idea behind Labyrinths is that it's like a mega dungeon, but for delves, where it is going to be this giant space that you can take either piecemeal or all at the same time. I bet the story behind the Labyrinth will work itself back into Kithix, and that's how they're going to use that to like further the story. Granted, that would require them being somewhat competent, so it's still up in the air. But I think that could be an interesting way to work Labyrinths into the main story. It's still incredible to me how Eretor is so unlikable. Not in like a visceral way, like when I see him I visibly cringe or something like that. Just in a way to where it's like, when I'm not actively dealing with him as a character on my screen, I forget about him entirely. But yeah, that was the story for 12.1. They tried to work it back into the A-plot there at the end, but as we covered extensively before, like, my god, they are really bad at pacing and planning out a narrative. It's like one of their biggest weaknesses. It's like they were clearly trying to work themselves up to this Kithix bit with the Amani, which could have been an interesting way to weave all of the Amani storyline into the main plot. But, like, focus on that predominantly. Why did we, like, deal and fuck around with this, like, Ulatek stuff for 5 chapters of the campaign instead of actively dealing with, like, Kithix and working that into the actual A-plot? Like, there was absolutely no need to do that story with Zul'jana and Zul'jan that way. Keep them both around and have it deal with, like, Kithix and develop both characters. It's so jarring to me how when it comes to narrative, Blizzard are so incompetent. But when it comes to actual gameplay systems, this patch is fire. It's like the Coiled Isle is a really fun zone. I love the stuff we do in the Vaults of Atalutek. I love how all these different systems, like patrols, strikes, incursions, ancient enemies, how they all work off of each other and flow seamlessly as you're doing all that content down there. And we're trying to have unique gameplay systems that belong for, like, the Amani, that feel immersive in that interesting zone, and have it all work itself together. That's really interesting and compelling. And I love how thematic everything is. It's like, I even have a trinket that just summons a giant snake on my opponents, and it looks awesome. It's like the team that works on, like, the trinket stuff does such a good job trying to, like, make each patch and location feel immersive, even when it comes to the stuff that you are doing. Even if it's just a bit of damage, it looks cool, and it feels good to use. And when you pair that up with, like, the Altus stuff that we get access to, not only for the island content, but with, like, the Delve variant for 12.1 as well, where you can utilize the powers of this Alta of corrosion. It's super dang cool. It's so dang cool. You can argue, yeah, it's like borrowed power, because it absolutely is, don't get me wrong. But the way that they're utilizing it here, I think is pretty dang cool. But it feels so separate in terms of competency compared to the main plot and the main story. Whereas, like, everything that had potential, when it comes to the Blood Elves, when it comes to the High Elves, when it comes to the Void Elves, when it comes to the Amani Trolls, when it comes to all of these things, just absolutely falls to the wayside, and they do nothing interesting with any of it. It's like they have a bag of coins. And they can only put the coins, and they can only use how many coins they have in the bag to like pick their stats. But they go all in on the gameplay stuff, and they have like a ball of lint for the narrative. It's like genuinely impressive because like the environment team and like the team of writers they have that are like trying to do these like inscriptions you can find throughout the vault of Ulatek. They're trying so hard to make this stuff interesting. And like the environment team makes some absolutely cool looking location. Some absolutely cool can't speak 'cause I'm sick. Make some absolutely cool looking locations. And then the team in charge of actually writing the plot are just like out to lunch or something. Like, it blows my mind. Like, if they got a writing core that are even halfway competent, like, they don't have to be great, halfway competent, oh my god, we'd be cooking. Like, we would be cooking with so much grease, so much lard, bacon grease, peanut oil. Oh my god, it would be delicious. But like at the last second, right when everything is coming together, they substitute something out for the gluten-free vegan alternative. And it just brings it all down. How's the gameplay of the expansion since the story destroyed the expansion? The gameplay for the expansion is really good. Because one of the things they've been doing with like the War Within, but they've been continuing this trend with like Midnight, is like not allowing or allowing certain pieces of content introduced early in the expansion to remain around. So like, I can have the Cold Isle, which is the new zone. We can go there. There are delves here. There are world quests. There's like loot defined and all that. But I have all this interesting new content that's like iterative from the content from like 12.0.7, I think, and like 0.05. Where like they take like the ritual site and Void Assault type of content and they like take it forward for like the Coiled Isle stuff. But on top of that, I can also pair it with like a prey hunt, which makes it really nice. Like gameplay wise, Midnight is really fun. It's just the story, man. It's a shame as well, because they have a good, like, cutscene department. Like, they have the low-effort cutscenes, which look absolutely dreadful, don't get me wrong. Like, absolutely dreadful. But, like, the cutscenes that look as if they take longer than an afternoon to make are really good. Can you make a story recap of what happened after that guy betrayed his sister? Yeah, so we killed the snake guy, the dude died. Then we went back to Erator and the Void Elf guy to like, go back to the A plot. Turned out that guy we beat before is actually back, and he's still a bad guy. Who'd have thought? Turns out Kithix was like this old god minion guy that might actually be a Xalatath minion. He was being held back by Ulatek, so now that we destroyed Ulatek, that dude's gonna like come into the scene soon, so we gotta like deal with that. And like right before we do anything interesting with that, now we're told to wait a few weeks for like more story to come into the game. It's like, this is what I'm talking about, like when it comes to like it's a somewhat interesting gameplay stuff, where it's like the content that exists down here in the vaults is designed for cooperative gameplay. it does feel like I'm playing with a bunch of other people. And, like, this is the incursion, which is, like, this big, like, piece of content that comes online every now and then. But, like, leading up to it, you can do, like, various temple strikes, which are, like, these other more mini events that can happen throughout the zone. And, like, as you're doing those, you can find little NPCs that give you, like, certain quests, called patrols that you can do alongside all of that. All the while here, you're, like, building up, like, this talent tree that you have for this zone to give you a bunch of cool, like, poison snake powers. And then, like, every 45 minutes, there'll be some big event on the surface where you want to leave the vault and go do that. And then you're going to come back down here and continue all this stuff. And if you just want to only do a little bit of it, they only ask you to do, like, one of each piece of content for, like, a week. Like, if you really want to grind it out, you can, but, like, you don't have to. And I really like that. Yeah, like, that's my issue with, like, the Amani stuff as well right now. It's like, I don't care about the Amani lore anymore. Because, like, what they did with it is not interesting in the slightest. But, like, visually, I love the Amani stuff in Midnight. Like, the aesthetics, the environments, the architecture. Particularly, like, the tombs and stuff like that. I love it. I think it looks awesome. But it, like, goes into, like, one of my biggest critiques, like, when it comes to, like, modern World of Warcraft and narrative. They don't do a good job at all of making Azeroth an immersive world you want to lose yourself in. And, like, there's multiple ways to go about doing this. You don't have to just have a really competent cutscene and stuff like that. You can go about it like the route like classic WoW, where it's not really some grandiose overarching narrative, just a bunch of little moments that are really, like, grown organically based in gameplay events that the game provides, that you partake in with a bunch of other people. It could be like how they do in, like, later on with, like, Wrath of the Lich King, with, like, the Wrathgate and how cool of an event that is, and, like, the attack on the Undercity and all that. Or, like, in Cataclysm with the end of the Stone Talon Mountains quest line. Or, like, the beginning of the Twilight Highlands quest line. Or, like, the Troll Starter Zone back in Cataclysm. Or, like, a lot of the storyline that took place in Mists of Pandaria. Even if I disagree personally with turning Garrosh Hellscream into a villain, I think the way they executed on that storyline made it very compelling for the time. There's, like, a bunch of different ways to go about making Azeroth and a video game world an immersive experience that you want to lose yourself in. But it requires telling a competent story, and you can go about doing that in a bunch of different ways because of the unique characteristics of being a video game as an interactive piece of media. But the story they're putting out just isn't good enough. And I never subscribed to the idea that, like, oh, there is no coming back from this. I view that to give them a way out, to continue doing what they're doing, because it's like the ultimate black pill, where it's like, well, it's already all lost, there's no hope, there's no point in changing. There's a point, because you can make it better. We're going to Northrend in the next expansion. One of the most known about and beloved locations in all of World of Warcraft. You knock that story out of the park, and you make the new version of Northrend really compelling and immersive, and filled to the brim with great storylines. Like, we're going to fucking Ulduar as a main hub for the next expansion. They have the tools. They are giving themselves the opportunity here. When the lights are brightest, are you going to flinch? That's the question. Because you can easily knock this out of the park. The finale to the World Soul Saga, taking place in Ulduar, across Northrend, with the return of the fucking Titans, and almost certainly Illidan Stormrage. You can make that cool. Especially if this is supposed to serve as this transitionary period into the story before this like pseudo reset we're supposed to get afterwards. Whatever form that takes, right? Whatever form that takes, you have the opportunity to make everyone forget about this. The gameplay stuff is good. The way they design gameplay systems now, it's good. That stuff doesn't need iteration. And not iteration, doesn't need iteration. It doesn't need a completely new foundation or anything. You already did that with Dragonflight, and you've been building off of that correctly, I might add. Which is what's been carrying this game. Lord knows that not the narrative. If they can just tell a really cool, compelling story with The Last Titan, heck, even with like 12.2, they can nail it out of the park. And you move on to some new quote-unquote beginning, some kind of reset, you can fix that. But if you continue the writing trends that we've had with The War Within, and especially with Midnight, no reset is going to address those woes. Like, this is really cool. We just did the incursion, and now we're seamlessly transferring over to this big boss fight against this congealed malice for an ancient foe. And we have a whole bunch of people here. The game's not breaking magically. And sure, is it the most compelling fight of all time? No. But it does feel like I'm playing an MMO here. That is nice. I'd argue you need a little bit more variety when it comes to these, because I've done this one like 3 times in a row. Well, no, I had a different variant of an incursion, but we failed that one because no one participated in it. But you have the foundation for gameplay that you need for the future. And like in 12.1.5, we're going to get an iteration on the delve system with labyrinths. Hopefully that's good. We'll see, though. We'll see. If they destroy WoW, they might get WoD. Oh, God. Man, I miss WoD leveling. Like, WoD, after you hit max level, is dog shit. Don't get me wrong. But leveling in World of Warcraft, man, that was good. I still think World of Warcraft leveling is probably the best leveling experience WoW has had in a post-Kata world, besides like Kata itself. Like WoD leveling, man, that was good. Ooh, new trinket. Okay, so I want to put that over my fiber. World of Diablo. Oh, God. Alright, let's go spend some of my housing stuff. Actually, no, I can upgrade my altar now. Fly me to the Amani foothold. Yeah, I have over 2,500 corrosive coins. I think I can upgrade my altar. Amount of Zulaman troll lore that is boring and uninteresting seems equal to the amount of extra landmass they added to Zulaman's expansion. They should have kept it the size it was. Yeah, I feel like making the Coiled Isle so big on the map. I get it, they want to make it cool gameplay-wise, but still, it's like... It made Zulaman in the lore. In-game, it always felt kind of small. But, like, lore-wise, it always felt like it was this giant area just beyond what the game renders. But, like, it's not actually, like, that big now in the game world. And the Coiled Isle looks so big compared to it on the map. Spirit strikes. Additional spirits will occasionally assist you in combat. Nice. Okay, so that was the end of 12.1 for now. Gameplay-wise, really good. Story-wise, dog shit. Not really a surprise there. So I think with that, I'll call the stream there for the day. I'm going to go try to get better because I'm still sick as a dog. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Partial and Ultima, God's Country and John the Wizard, Partial, JMG, Sparks. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Neo as well, Star as well, Tiamat as well. Cool looks. Something in there I think would be a cool expansion is reliving the old Warcraft games, but you adapted into WoW. That could be really cool, yeah. I like the idea of that. So thank you all for tuning in. Stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you all.